Ooh, ooh. Good grief. There's a smell for you. Right. If anybody wants to send me a jump pack to review that works for this application, let me know, because I will review it honestly. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, the most famous YouTuber in the world that no one has ever heard of. Okay, we got some suggestions on what to try, so we're going to try them. First thing we're going to do is, it appears that this brush does not have a wire on it, so we're going to clip on there. We're going to go to continuity. Should beep, right? There you go. There's my ground. There's my ground. That's grounded. Oh. Of course, that's grounded too. So, what are we doing here? 25.2 ohms from this post to ground. Should be 0. Oh, 24.6 from this screw to that ground. Let's find a different ground. Let's try it here. Okay, so we're grounded to the frame itself. 25 ohms resistance between the starter and the frame. And if I go through the windings, 25 ohms. If I go to this post in here, 25 ohms. Okay, I don't know what that means exactly, but there it is. Now the next thing we need to do is find out, we should have voltage. This is one of the ones that has power. Alright, we've got 12 volts to that brush. What happens on this one? We got 12 volts on that brush. So, if I understand this right, electricity should be going in here, going through all the windings, and then out here. So if I take my jumper cables, somebody suggested that there's a short in the armature, which very well could be. I don't know. I'll go right to the frame. Come around here, get something pokey. This ought to work. I can't imagine doing this by myself without that solenoid. Okay, so that. Let's see if it sparks first. Okay, that didn't. The theory on this was, this is the ground side, the negative side, and from what the starter guy told me, it comes out through these rivets into this case, goes down the case and into the ground through these screws, I assume, because this has got a gasket on it, so it goes through these screws into the body of the hogshead. So the theory was that maybe these rivets, or the connection between the plate and the cover, maybe that connection was no good. So what I just did was I just bypassed all that on one side. Of course, there's another side down the bottom on the other side, but I just bypassed that and brought it straight from here to the chassis ground, and it did not work. So grounding is not the problem. The other theory that was put out in one of the comments was that the armature has a short in it. But I would think turning it, as I have, would eliminate that short because it would hit a different spot on the armature. I'm gonna go get my spare parts and show you. I did load test this. It came up in okay, and I made it smoke. Like if you have one of these, you know. I made it smoke and I let off, and it was still in okay. So this battery is fine. This battery is not the problem, even though it did. I think it did get a little cold because it is swelled up in a couple of spots. But the battery's fine. The 12 volt is also fine. So the only thing we have left is the armature itself is old. So as you saw in the other video there, it was a Ford script armature. So the armature itself is not new. It is in fact old. So possibly it is defective. I don't know. So what I'm going to do now is somebody wrote me and they're looking for carburetor parts for a Holly G. So I think what I'm going to do is grab, I guess this will work. This will not jump a car. EverStart Max 1200 amps. I tried to start my own Model T. I tried to jump it with that. It did not work. I tried to supplement this with, when it had the 6-volt battery in, I tried tapping it to the terminal like I do with all the other, I've been doing this for 40 years. It's happened. Nope. It says it's got 12 volts coming out. Nope. Doesn't do it. So I don't know what's going on with that. It does charge USBs. It does. There's an air compressor in it that does do air compressor-y things. And there is a 110 volt outlet on the front of this, which was one of the main reasons I bought it, because just to run the laptop, if I'm rendering a video or whatever, the power in the house goes out, I can plug it into there and not lose what I'm working on. But it will not jump a car, for sure. I wanted to grab some boxes. I'll start organizing this stuff. There's carburetor. I have buckets and buckets and buckets of carburetors, and I think I separated them. I just don't know where I put them. Let's keep looking. That is a Kingston. I don't know what. Fancy one anyway. How come? I really need to organize this place. Maybe we'll do that. If you want to see me organize this place with Abby, because I don't want to do it alone, put it in the comments. Say, yes, I want to watch you organize your crap. Maybe I should wait until my arm heals. That might be a smarter idea. No, we're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. There's obsolete lights back there. I don't know why I'm saving. Okay, here's some carburetors. Now the gentleman that wrote me asked me if I had a specific part. Oh, there's front end parts in there. Yeah, an original. Whoop. Uh-oh. Front end's moving. Okay. Let's get back on track here. It's the injection pump off one of my Ford trucks. Anybody know what that is? I mean, I know what it's supposed to do, but what is this off of? I don't know. That is an I don't know. It's worn out. Somebody sanded that plate down. Kind of looks like that Kingston we had. There's a Holly G. Okay, there's a potential candidate. It's a little worn here. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, let's put that down there. Put Mr. Chubby down there. That's an NH. No, that's Kingston. L4. There's Tillotson, I believe. Tillotson X. No, maybe not. It says model S40. Are you aimed right? Are you aimed right? Can you see? Because there's no screen. There's another Model A carburetor. Or aftermarket. That's a Zenith. That's not what we're looking for. Here's another Chubby. Oh, that's got the different style choke on it. If you haven't figured it out, he's asking for the choke. And I think this is what he had in the picture that he posted. Oops. I think this is the style that he's looking for. But this is another style. Let's set that down. That certainly isn't Holly G. There's another Swan carburetor. A1F. Appears to be missing something off the top, I'm guessing. And there's a straight through hole in the bottom. Is that supposed to be there? Oh, it's cold in here. My phalanges. Don't know what that is. I don't care. This one has caught my interest in the past. Another Kingston. 2627. Probably Holly. Too gucked up to read. That one looks like it's been loved on a little bit. What on earth? It's got a second. There's a second kajigger in here. Look at that. Can you see it? There's like a second butterfly behind the choke. It's a secondary choke. And it's broken. So whatever it was. Interesting. That ain't one. The Kingston. I told you I had buckets, carburetors. There's two buckets right there. Kingston. There's another bucket in another location. So we've got two of these to play with. I know there's more in here. There's more in here somewhere. Let's just put these down over here so we don't lose them. I swear I had a baby wipe container. It said Holly G parts on it. Anybody know where I might have put that? All that digging, because I didn't see this. And here it is. Holly G all apart. Oof, oof. Good grief. There's a smell for you. I believe he is looking for this. this. But we're going to take this in the house because this is what I was looking for. Take this in the house. Now the question is, do I need this? Do I really need this? Or do I help a guy out? I think I'm going to help a guy out. See, I can't charge this off the solar because that definitely is not charging off the solar. I can't just use it as a battery because that's not working. What happens if I push that? Did you see it? It worked for like 12.5 seconds. Oh! It won't power the inverter, but it will power that inverter with the same lights. This thing. Right, it's a little bit warmer. It was cold. Everything out there's cold. I mean, really cold. Like bone hurting, knuckle compressing. Ouchies. Alright. I believe this is what he wants. And it's tight too. I saved the good one. And here. This over here. Should we go upside down? Let's go upside down. Put that in the middle somewhat. And put that in the goo. Okay, so where we're at with the starter is I'm waiting for a replacement to be sent. Okay, Jeff, aka the Model T starter guy, he's sending me a new one. No questions asked. He's Jeff, I have a problem. He says, I'll send you a new one. You can't get any better than that. So while we wait for that to arrive, it's going to be a few days. Abby's going to come back. I did want to try that because that piqued my curiosity. Somebody says maybe there's a bad ground inside. As you saw, I bypassed the ground inside. No. Honestly, at this point in time, we've already taken it apart once, rebuilt it, put it back together. I'm done. I'm done with this starter. I don't even want to take it out again. If Abby wasn't here, I'd be really grumpy because that's not fun. As you saw in episode, what was it, 32? Where we took it out and put it back in again. You saw a fraction of the process. I showed the process here on the floor before I put it in. So I've already put that in twice. I'm not putting it in the third time. So we're going to wait for the new ones. New one to arrive. We're going to throw that in and the problem's going to be over. The battery problem is going to be over. I am going to leave that 12 volt battery in there for a hot minute just because it spins faster. It's got a lot more oomph than the 6. After we get the engine run in for 5-10 minutes, then I'll swap it back out and then rehook up all the generator stuff, and we can see if this thing works. So if anybody wants to know who the starter guy is, he sent me this. ModelTstarters.com. The dude's name is Jeff, and so far he has been very, very good about all of this. So he's alright. Now, I might change my opinion if the second starter doesn't work. We'll see when we get there. This thing, jury's still out. It did diagnose a lithium battery for me properly on the 4th try, so I don't know, maybe there's hope for it. I'm not going to throw it away. Ansel, BA 101. I don't know. It's going in the drawer. They wanted a review. I did a review, but it wasn't good. And I figured I'd give myself a little bit more time to see if it grows on me, and it's growing on me a little bit, just a little bit. I don't understand why we need waveforms and all that, but we haven't really thoroughly tested it yet. That can be in a future episode if you want. So anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. We will be back on this in a few days. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you don't have the notification bell on, please do. And if you can share it with your friends, like-minded folk, that would be awesome. So thank you for watching. Button on the camera doesn't work.